Welcome to this GrowthSM talk video, where we'll be talking with Keriann, a sales manager who works with inbound leads and manages a team of BDRs. Welcome, Keriann.
Thanks, Alex. How's it going?
I'm very well. How are you?
Doing all right.
So Keriann, briefly describe to me your role and your responsibilities.
So I'm an inbound BDR manager, and my role is to be heavily involved in the hiring process and train and coach a team of, on our team, we have 6 inbound BDRs. In addition to those, responsibilities include reporting metrics and results weekly to senior management. I also collaborate with cross-departmental teams like sales ops, revenue ops, product marketing, and event marketing. And this is all to be cohesive to improve performance, give feedback on lead and MQL quality, and ultimately achieve sales objectives and business results. I also run a lot of experiments with the team. So in addition to like the day-to-day coaching and work that goes into helping BDRs with calls and doing one-on-ones, we also do experiments to optimize team performance. So that's like, mixing up the team structure to get the best response rates.
Do you find often that you're mixing up things often, or?
I'd say we switch things up about once a month, and it could be something from, running different sales plays and cadences, targeting different prospects. There's a lot of things that fall into inbound territory, which we'll get to. So there's a lot of room to improve and grow.
Yeah. So as you mentioned, how do you differentiate outbound from inbound?
So at our company, we use Marketo as like marketing automation for like inbound leads. And we use their last interesting moments to distinguish outbound and inbound. So basically anything with a last interesting moment in the last 30 days counts as inbound. So that's like inbound activity on our website, somebody like signing up for a demo. Also product activity. Product activity is also captured within Marketo and is pumped into Salesforce. That's all sort of within the inbound domain. And then inbound also handles hand raisers. So that's like inbound chats on the website, inbound phone calls to the main sales line, and contact us form submissions. So our inbound team is actually divided into 2. We have people that follow up with hot leads and people that follow up with more like warm MQLs and colder leads that have a last interesting moment.
Great. And that, I'm guessing that helps you segment the 2 inbounds of leads.
It does. That was actually one of the experiments. So for a while, everyone on the team was like a generalist. So we had 6 people on the team that were kind of pulled in different directions, where like they were responsible for following up with hot leads quickly, but then they also had a pretty large pool of colder leads that they could go after. And we wanted to get more efficient, so we split the team in 2, and we've seen pretty good results. I think the focus and the specialization says a lot.
Brilliant. So what's a crucial element of being successful with inbound leads?
Yeah, so actually going off of the specialization and focus, fast response times are huge. I recently read a stat that I can share with you. If you follow up with somebody who submitted a form within 5 minutes, you're 100 times more likely to connect with them. And I believe 21 times more likely to convert them. So that's been huge. Like it's been kind of eye-opening for me, because before it was like, I was okay with them being generalists on the team, but it turns out there's a lot to be said for a fast response time. With inbound, you typically need, and Alex, you've done this position before, you typically need a pretty good understanding of the product, at least to be able to, ask some discovery questions and be the first point of contact that can really, confidently point the prospect in the right direction, because you're someone's first impression of the company and the product. And like, you not saying you can't be like super entry level, but there's definitely some product knowledge that's required. And then, yeah, just having customer first mindset and being that first point of contact.
Yeah, and you've also mentioned before the discovery skills, asking those crucial questions so you can move those leads in a direction that you want them to go from the first step.
Crucial, yeah, definitely.
What is something that you enjoy between inbound and outbound? As we've mentioned, we've worked together before. We've both done both roles of inbound and outbound. What is something that you enjoy about it?
So I enjoy the collaboration with marketing and being able to see the impact that you have to the very top of the funnel. So these are things like marketing campaign recommendations, feedback that we give for MQL quality, and the data analysis piece that goes in. So like, what is it that's helping our conversion rates? Is there something we need to tweak about who we're reaching out to, how quickly we're responding, or the message that we're reaching out to? So we have a number of different sales plays that we use. We use SalesLoft, and there's pretty much something specialized for every last interesting moment that we may encounter. And so it's interesting to track the performance of those and be able to deliver the feedback to marketing.
Great. So Keriann, what is a common challenge with inbound sales right now?
Yeah, so anybody that manages an inbound team will probably tell you that things can be variable. Like at the end of the day, I don't want to say that we're dependent on other teams, because you want to be able to find your leads and create your own success, but there's a lot that comes in from marketing. So having a predictable volume of leads is actually pretty hard to achieve. And the scoring, like Marketo lead score or any kind of like MQL scoring, it's really up and down. I feel like when I ask my team, like, hey guys, how's it going this week? It's usually like, oh, things are really slow, or oh, there's like a lot coming in. I feel like it's very rare when we reach a point of like balance where it's like, oh, I can totally predict that we're going to get 10 MQLs a day and they're going to convert at this rate. So I think like the variability of that is pretty challenging. Like there's definitely a lot of, you need to kind of pull out the stops with all the different areas of leads that you can reach out to. And I had mentioned sort of like experimenting with the team structure. I'll mention that as a challenge. It's a fun part of my job because there's a lot of different options and it's an opportunity to get creative, but it's definitely, it's not black and white with who should do what.
And I guess some of the things that to combat those challenges is definitely, as you've mentioned before, is experimenting with marketing, creating new channels, and building a better understanding of what things are working to help feed that top of the funnel.
Definitely.
Do you agree it is crucial for a good relationship between marketing and inbound sales?
100%. Yeah, I'd say the feedback that you give is essential to the, like, kind of like what I was saying before with deciding on which marketing campaigns to run and what to double down on for ad spend per se. Essential to those decisions and scoring improvements. So like if marketing isn't getting constant feedback from the inbound BDRs on what's working or what's not working, or if the systems aren't clean, like if we're not able to efficiently report in Salesforce what's working and what's not, then nothing's going to change. Like you're pretty much just looking at status quo all the time. But yeah, if you have that constant feedback loop, then you can improve quicker.
So Keriann, how does inbound sales receive and create opportunities?
So the way we have it set up is the inbound BDR schedules a meeting for the AE. After the meeting, the AE decides whether or not they want to continue to pursue it. And if that's the case, at that point in time, the AE creates an opportunity and the BDR gets credit for the open opportunity. I know there are some companies that have the BDR create the opportunity and then the AE accepts it or rejects it. We have it where BDRs get comped on the AE motion of creating that opportunity.
Yeah, and I think it's pretty industry standard that there is some sort of qualification conversation secondary, and then they accept or decline a new opportunity. What is your opinion on how inbound sales should be measured?
So right now we have it pretty simple and straightforward, and it's based on sales opportunities created. We don't really have any other measure. We used to have closed won, but we found that it can be pretty variable, and oftentimes BDRs have a monthly quota and AEs have a quarterly quota and things take varying amounts of time to close, and it's hard to have an impact once the meeting is set up. So we went away from that and we're just doing opportunities. I've been thinking a little bit more though about inbound in particular. especially after learning a bit about how important SLAs and response times are. It's hard to measure. That's the thing. So if like, I'd say like if a company has a really good way to measure an inbound BDR team's response rate, I'd consider maybe doing a spiff or part of the quota based on that because of how essential it is. But right now we're just based on opportunities.
Definitely. And what is a tip you can give an aspiring SDR, BDR manager if they wanted to become a manager in the future?
Yeah, I'd say if you've been a BDR before, whether it's inbound, outbound, or both, and you're looking to manage a team, I would say like don't change that much. Like I would say like continue to get into the weeds as a manager. I feel like oftentimes when I'm not sure what to do, like if the team isn't performing well and I feel like I'm hitting a wall, I tend to like get into the weeds and see what's going on, whether it's calls, emails, like really really close feedback. I'd say the closer that you can stay to the actual work that your team is doing, you'll be able to provide way better feedback to marketing and senior leadership, and you'll be able to make better decisions to drive those results. So that's my advice.
Brilliant. Well, Keriann, thank you so much for your time today. And thank you everyone for listening. And hopefully this was insightful for the people looking to learn more about becoming an SDR manager, or if you're looking to hire SDR managers in the future. Thank you so much, Keriann.
Yeah, thank you.